Hi everyone, welcome to LiveMap. Today I want to share with you a basic and important topic of accounting standards. Hopefully this will help you a lot. Let's start it. At first, objectives of IS2. IS2 provides guidance for determining of cost of inventories and the subsequent recognition of the cost as an expense, including any written down to the net realizable value. In scope, IS2 applies to all inventories except work in progress of construction and service contracts, that is started as per IS 11. Financial instruments, these are treated as per IS 32 and IFRS 9, and biological assets arising from agricultural activity, this is treated as per IS 41. In history, in December 1993, IS2 inventories, which had originally been issued by the International Accounting Standards Committee. In April 2001, the International Accounting Standards Board adopted IS2. In December 2003, the board issued a revised IS2 as part of its initial agenda of technical projects. What is inventory? The inventory as per IS2 is an assets which are held for sale in the ordinary course of business, such as merchandise, in the process of production for such sale, such as production supplies, in the form of materials or supplies to be consumed in production, such as work in process, or rendering of service, such as finished goods. So, if we occasionally sell some piece of our property, plant, equipment, machine or a car, it would not belong to inventories because occasional sale is not in the ordinary course of business. So, in classifying our inventories, we should focus on their purpose. Now, how to measure inventories? Inventories should be measured at lower of cost and net realizable value. There are only two exceptions or two types of inventories to which this rules does not apply. Number 1. Producers of agricultural or forest products, mineral and mineral products, and they measure inventories at net realizable value. And other is commodity dealers and brokers, who measure their inventories at fair value less cost to sell. Now the cost should include cost of purchase, including tax, transport and handling, net of trade discounts received, cost of conversion, including fixed and variable manufacturing overhead, and other costs incurred in bringing the inventories to their present location and condition. Cost does not allow for the capitalization of the cost of abnormal level of wastage, storage cost where the storage is not part of the production process, administrative cost, selling cost, and other foreign exchanges differences arising directly on the recent acquisition of inventories invoiced in foreign currency. And the last one, the interest cost, when inventories are purchased with deferred settlement terms. IS2 permits certain measurement techniques. The first one is standard cost. This method is mostly used by the producers of large amount of small items. The second measurement techniques permitted by IS2 is retail method, and it is often used by the retailers who have large turnover of inventories with similar profit margin, where items of inventory are not ordinarily interchangeable or where certain items are marked for specific project. These items are required to have their specific cost identified and assigned to them individually. For example, deal with vintage cars. Vintage cars are definitely not interchangeable. They are very exclusive. In other cases, we can use either first in first out FIFO method or weighted average method. The LIFO method is not longer allowed in IS2. Last in first out, it is permitted by US GAAP but not in IFRS. We should use the same cost formula for all inventories with similar nature and use for the entity. Now let's take a look at net realizable value. It is estimated selling price in the ordinary of business less estimated cost of completion less estimated cost necessary to make a sale. So if net realizable value is lower than cost, then we need to write down our inventories to their net realizable value. IS2 also prescribes when and how to recognize the inventories in the profit or loss as an expenses. When the inventories are sold, then we need to recognize the carrying amount of items sold as an expenses in profit or loss. So the journal entry is to cost of sales is debit and inventories is credit. When net realizable value is lower than cost or when there is some loss on inventories, then we need to recognize it as an expenses in the period. The journal entry is the cost of goods sold is debit and inventories or allowances is credit. We should provide sufficient disclosure in the notes. If there is a reversal of any write down due to increase of net realizable value, then we should recognize it as a reduction in the amount of inventories, recognized as an expenses in the period in which the reversal occurs. Journal entry is to debit inventories or allowances account and credit cost of goods sold. Now let's look a business case study. Suppose a company has 3 items of inventories on hand at the year end. Their cost and net realizable values are as follows. Item 1 cost is €35 and net realizable value is €42. And other 2 items 2 and 3 cost is €27 and net realizable value is €25. And the last one cost €45 and net realizable value is €50. The total cost is €107 and net realizable value is €117. Now calculate the closing value of inventories at the year end. In solution, we can see that it would be incorrect to compare the total cost of €107 with total net realizable value €117 and state inventories as €107. The comparison should be made for each item of inventories, such as cost €35 and net realizable €42. That means lower of cost and net realizable value is 35, and in second item lower of cost and net realizable value is 25, and in third item lower of cost and net realizable value is 45. So overall a value of €105 would be attributed to inventories. This is the correct answer. That's all. Please give this video a thumbs up. That always helps reaffirm that the content that I am creating is valuable. And if you want to see further content like this, please hit that subscribe button, and that way you will get a notification anytime new content like this comes out. And lastly, if anything else you want me to show you how to do, leave a comment down below. I will add it to my list of videos to create. That's all I have for you today. I hope to see you next time. Bye.